Like most Americans, we plan for everything, but do you have a plan to repay the debt that you've borrowed? So as we continue our journey, this is episode 4 in our conjunction with budgeting and the financial freedom. We're going to be breaking down the debt repayment plan in 10 detailed points of it. And number 1, starting out listing out all of your debts. This puts everything on the table, guys. This has to include your credit cards, your loans, your student loans, your mortgage, your auto loan, anything that you owe, and also the interest rates and the monthly minimum payments. So you do have a little bit of homework to do on this one, but this is it, guys. This is where, if it's you and your spouse, put everything on the table. All the cards are shown. You know exactly to the penny exactly how much debt you have. You also know where those monthly minimum payments are at. Now, number 2, prioritizing the high interest debts. This utilizes the debt avalanche method. So what this actually focuses on is if you're taking all of your debts, and let's say theoretically there are 5 of them, you're going to list it from the absolute highest interest rate card that you have, and you are going to prioritize them down to the lowest interest rate. Every single penny that you can have going through the frugal mindset that we did is going to go towards that highest interest rate, meaning that you are going to knock that out the fastest, saving you the most money. Now, mathematically, this way does work over the debt snowball. Debt snowball actually looks at the lowest balances first instead of looking at the highest interest rates first, which we do in that avalanche method. Third part is creating your repayment budget. You need to know, again, allocating how much money you're going to pay off to this debt, whether it be a weekly goal, a bi-weekly, a monthly goal. You need to allocate a certain amount that you're going to put towards the debt. Now, we always say to repay or pay yourself first, guys. This is where the repayment can come in. So what's going to happen eventually is if you're putting an extra $100 in what you budget for and is extra $100 per month on that debt, you're going to have it come right off the top, guys. You want it to go straight to that. Automatic payments, automating your finances will make a huge difference. But with that extra $100, you know it is already guaranteed and you know that it is already paid. That is not going to be money that you're reliant to really cover all of the monthly expenses and the bills when it comes to the repayment. You really have to focus on this one, guys. And like I've said before, it takes a big accountability piece, knowing the time frame that you're going to pay it off. Because if you're sitting on a card that has $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, you really need a budget to pay this down. If you do not, guys, you're going to find that you're paying interest for an incredible amount of time, and you're going to be paying way more than you wanted to. That is the reason why when you look at a credit card statement and it says you're going to repay this in 5, 7, 10, 21 years, that is the reason, guys. If you stick to that minimum payment, you are going to be really, really stuck pretty much forever. Now, the next one we look at, number 4, guys, is the debt snowball method. Like we kind of touched on just a minute ago, this takes in the psychological effect of having debt. So what it does is you list, again, your smallest debt to your highest debt. You're going to focus every single penny. You are going to focus your debt management or your debt repayment strategy on that lowest debt first, the smallest debt first. Psychologically, when you see that debt eliminated, moving on to number 2, moving on to number 3, this way does, again, the mental gameplay with the debt consolidation and with paying off the debt. It really builds the momentum and it builds the motivation to step it up, see what you can do further. Where can you cut more in your budget to put more towards debt till that debt is incredibly and eliminated forever, guys. Number 5, negotiate your interest rates. A lot of people don't know you do this, but you absolutely can. If you have had a really good payment history with a lot of institutions, you can negotiate for a lower interest rate on a lot of your cards, especially when it comes to credit cards. Now, this, of course, is going to really accelerate and amplify the debt repayment strategy that you have. Because if you have a card that's at 25%, even if they take it down to 22, 20%, whatever it may be, guys, this is going to make a huge difference when you're cutting months or even years off of the consolidation, which gets us into number 6, guys, the debt consolidation loan. Now, this, for a lot of people, makes a lot of sense, but there is one caveat that we've talked about before with this, is if you're doing the debt consolidation option, you cannot accumulate or get new debt. That is the biggest thing, guys. So if you have, again, that $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 on a credit card, it's 22, 24%. Moving it over to a consolidation loan, that's maybe 9%, 10%. So literally cutting your interest rate in half or greater than half can really accelerate the time that you're paying this off. A lot of people also do balance transfers for credit cards with the 0%, then simply reducing the interest cost to really beef up the payments. But again, with this, it only works, and I cannot stress this enough, guys. The only scenario where the debt consolidation or the balance transfers work is if you have a game plan to pay it off. So if you're moving it over to another card and they have 12 months at 0% interest, you better be darn right that we are going to have a plan that will be eliminated 100% within those 12 months, guys, that you're not going to be carrying more debt and you're not going to be accumulating new debt. Number 7, we get into the cutting unnecessary expense. This could even be for a short term. So when you look at that want category, which essentially makes up roughly 30% of our budget, where can you really cut some of those expenses? Even if it is for a short time that you're going very frugal with everything, you're packing your own lunches, you're not eating out, you're not stopping for coffee in the morning, you're brewing your own. Anything that you can do to, again, really expedite and pay off this debt will make a game-changing difference for the rest of your life. As you come up with this strategy, you have to make sure that you're able to stick to it, even if it is short term. Again, if you're looking, 6, 12, 18 months that you can really cut down your unnecessary expenses, live with a frugal mindset, again, even if it is temporary, to wipe out that debt, then you can go back to doing what you are. But again, none of this makes a difference, guys. None of this really works if you are accumulating new debt, meaning that you're living outside of your means from the get-go. It will always end up in the red. Now, allocate windfalls to debt is number 8, guys. If you have tax refunds, if you get a bonus, if you get a gift, if you can make any lump sum payment whatsoever to any of your debt, this again is going to catapult the repayment strategy and really pay it off much faster. Number 9, guys, staying organized. Again, one of the absolute biggest things, guys. You have a plan, you have to stick to it. And trust me, that might mean revisiting it every week, putting sticky notes on your computer, putting them on the mirror in your bathroom. Focus on paying this off and getting those balances down. Regularly reviewing the budget and the progression that you're making on these can be a game changer. So again, if you're listing out all 5 of your debts, in 30 days, you can notice, hey, I knocked off $1,200 of this debt. That is a huge motivator, guys. When you say, okay, well, next month, another 1,200, then another 1,200, boom, I have 1 and 2 gone. Now I only have 3 debts left. This is going to really, again, maximize the strategy, guys. Make sure that you're doing it. And number 10, seek professional advice as necessary, guys. This is something to always keep in mind. There are a lot of financial institutions, including a majority of townships. Sometimes it is the counties, sometimes it is the credit union that offer debt counseling, debt relief, debt consolidation. They offer a lot of specific guidance, just like I am a certified financial counselor. I counsel when it comes to debt, which means that I have the ability to really work with some creditors. We've called creditors. I've worked with a lot of different individuals to eliminate debt, to build a repayment strategy, build out a budget, things of that nature. And it's completely free. I cannot stress that enough, guys. The services that a majority of these institutions offer are completely free. We just need people to utilize them more. And the final tip I'm going to leave you with, guys, avoid taking on new debt. Again, when it comes to the debt reduction, when it comes to the debt elimination, none of this works unless you refrain and you stop taking on new debt. That means building out an emergency fund. That means eliminating your debt, continuing to build to the 3 to 6 months of an emergency fund, and not getting into debt again. Guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about eliminating the debt, and I'll catch you in the next video.